Hey, I'm Des.
Hey y'all, I'm Sai.
And we're the co-hosts of Let's Talk Sis podcast, where we truly believe that together empowered women can transform their lives.
Join us for heartfelt stories, enlightening conversations, and a whole lot of accountability along the way. Hey y'all, so we're back with another episode. And I'm not really too sure what's going on with the energy today, but I guess we'll just push through. You want to start by picking some cards from the card game?
Sure. Would you say that we handle conflict well amongst one another?
That's a great question. I don't know. It depends on what the conflict is. I feel like if it's something like petty, then we handle it like childishly because we know that it's not going to jeopardize much. But I feel like the more serious situations that we faced so far, I feel like we try our best to navigate those through with a little bit more seriousness and maybe respect, you know? At least we try our best. And I feel like when it's a situation that is like detrimental, we really do try our best to communicate through that in comparison to like the petty stuff that we, bitch and complain about. So what's your opinion?
I agree. That was well put. Yeah, like you said, when it's little petty stuff, it's like you said, I don't know. What would be considered little petty stuff though?
Like if we have a disagreement on where we're going to go eat at, or if we talking about, I don't know, something with their sister, but like, I don't know, something that's not like detrimental to our community. Yeah. Like something that affects us but not affects the totality or the mission of whatever, the objective is. I feel like something like that, we kind of like, all right, no, we got to really sit down and like dissect this in comparison to when it's just me and you. It's kind of like, well, that's how you feel, that's how I feel. And we don't really dive into it as much as we do when we know we got something detrimental on
we definitely take our time more when it's like
just us.
No, I personally think we take our time more when it's
take our time more to
when it's like business
to dissect.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like it's like a more delicate situation.
And I feel like it calls for more responsibility. We know that it's deeper, like it's beyond us.
Yeah.
So it's like we got
putting our personal shit aside.
It's like we gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
I think that was a good question to start off. Is there anyone who's had a profound impact in your life?
My Nana.
Oh, I love that for you.
Yeah. My Nana for sure.
Okay. You want to pick another card or?
Yeah. If the world was ending, what's one thing you'd want me to know right now?
I feel like based off of like how our energy has been the past few days and like what the energy is like now, I would want you to know that I love you.
I love you too. But what you mean? Oh, well, I mean, it's kind of obvious. I know what you mean. Well, that was good. So you saying with the energy within the last few days. So if the energy wasn't what it's been, what would be something you want me to know?
That's not what the card asked.
But I'm asking.
Like, that's not what the card said.
I'm curious.
She always takes shit left field, y'all, every time.
So you're not going to answer the question?
All right, I'm going to pluck one. I think this could be the last one.
You just plucked the question.
Right? Did I?
Yeah. Oh, no,
No, you just...
No, you're right. Go ahead.
You be getting smart so much, you don't even know...
I be working on
when
that.
to keep... Okay, work harder. If you could be an insect, which would you be?
I would be They die. Um,
Don't all insects die?
I'll be like a butterfly. No, or a ladybug.
I was thinking a ladybug.
Yeah. Because originally I thought like a queen bee, but they be dying. Like I know when bees sting people, they die.
What made you say a queen bee? They just sound cool.
No, like you never seen like the queen bee when all the bees in the hive? The queen bee is the one that produce all the honey. It's like the queen.
Okay.
They in charge of all the bees.
Okay.
And they pretty. But
Really?
they die when they sting somebody. So I would
That's
choose a
deep.
butterfly or a ladybug.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into it.
What's the topic today? Friends and business? Being friends, doing business?
Yeah. Well, firstly, let's acknowledge that we took 2 weeks off to address some technical audio difficulties we've been experiencing.
Yeah. The audio sucked. I mean, you trying to make it sound good, technical audio. The audio was bad. We had to learn our mics.
It was more than bad. It was like horrendous. I'm actually embarrassed, and I want to apologize to you guys for
even letting y'all hear that. Yeah. We're back though.
Yes, we are back, and I think what's this going to be, the 4th episode?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I feel like it's time to give you guys like insight into our dynamic and our friendship, and kind of just talk about, I'm not sure if we talked about it in the first episode. I think we did, like how we got here, but beyond that, I just want to talk about how it's been for us personally, transitioning into business partners after being friends.
Yeah.
I don't know, where you want to start?
Well, that you mentioned transitioning from friends to business partners.
Mm-hmm.
I think we thought I think we thought it was going to be a little bit lighter than it was. The transition overall.
When you say lighter, what do you mean?
Smoother.
I actually think, well, my opinion is probably a little bit different than yours, so I'll let you finish.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Oh, you done? Yeah, I think that our transition from friends into business partners was actually extremely smooth. Like, if you would have asked, we started our journey in December of last year. If you would have asked me by like January, February, March, April, it was a great transition for me personally. So I wouldn't say that I was expecting it to be smoother. Maybe you were, but I think it was pretty smooth.
I think I'm happy that I don't know if I said or you said it, but I'm happy that we even just labeled it a transition, because that's probably what it was. I didn't look at it as a transition at the time. Mm-hmm. It was just like, okay, we're doing this too. Mm-hmm. But it has been more of a transition.
What's the emphasis on transition about?
That we transitioned, it changed. It went from one thing to a complete next, instead of it being one thing with just other things added.
Yeah. Okay.
It went from we doing this too to we not doing this and we doing this. Mm-hmm. Like a transition, a change.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah, that's probably what I mean by thinking it was going to be smoother, because like it was smooth around the time frame. Mm-hmm. I looked at it at the time more of, like I said, like an add-on, mm-hmm. opposed to what it has been. But I feel like also it's a process, because I remember you asked me like, would I do it again? I think like it's a process for sure. So
do you think that someday we'll be able to get back to, I don't know, I don't want to say we don't have a friendship. I feel like that would be a little misleading.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Getting back to it being light and casual and a little bit more fun.
So with it being light and casual and a little bit more fun, I feel like hopefully one day we can get there again. But the whole getting back to, I don't think we'll ever get back to where we started. And I really wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think that's really a goal. But to just experience like light, casual friendship again, I do think we can. I do think it's possible, for sure.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, I feel like personally, like you said, it's a process, and I feel like right now, the dynamic that we share when it comes to business is so complex that it requires our undivided attention.
Yeah.
So it might sound insensitive to maybe someone listening, or maybe someone from the outside looking in. This whole conversation might sound insensitive, but I feel like we get it.
Yeah.
Like throughout the transition, throughout the adapting and all that other stuff, it's like we get it. Like it's no friction, it's no beef, it's no animosity, it's no nothing. I feel like we're just navigating.
Yeah.
We're pivoting, we're evaluating, and
Like a retreat.
we're just trying to understand one another.
Yeah. I'm happy that you even just added that in there, like the we get it, because I feel like, truthfully speaking, like being completely transparent, especially how you mentioned the energy that it's been for like, I guess the past few days or even today since I've gotten here, or even like what we've been experiencing or whatever, or if you say like, oh, I wouldn't recommend this, or I say it or whatever, from the outside looking in, they might be like, yo, they hate each other.
Yeah.
Like, it probably looks or sounds crazy, but like you said, it's like we get it, because being completely honest, yeah, it's been like we've been going through whatever, experiencing whatever, but overall, my opinion, I think we good.
Yeah, I think we're good too.
So
like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't feel like any friction or animosity. Like when I say the energy, like it's not I'm beefing and we just faking it, trying to push.
Let me clear that up. So, first of all, y'all, we're petty, okay? Very petty individuals. So, that's what it is with the energy. It's like, oh, you're not talking to me, I'm not talking to you. You got an attitude, I got an attitude. Oh, you being weird? Oh, well, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna look on my phone. Like, that be the energy.
Yeah, we are really petty.
It don't be like, no, like
the energy right now is really like, Destiny told me, she asked me, can you turn the camera on? So I'm like, why can't you do it? She said, I got up 3 times to turn the camera on. And I'm just thinking like...
She asked me, you count favors?
Yeah, because like, who counts how many times they got up to do something when like... It's like she deliberately asked me because she was counting how many times she got
all right,
up.
I'm gonna keep getting up before you offer to get up? Like, that's crazy.
I was not going to offer because I didn't feel like getting up.
Yeah, and I was tired of getting up too. So.
Yeah, so that created an attitude and it shifted the energy a little bit.
Yeah.
I think the problem is that I'm an Aries and you're a Libra, and we talk about how we're like polar opposites.
Yeah.
But it's like when they say opposites attract, it's literally the definition of us because like we're completely different, but we're so one in the same.
Yeah.
It's like
it's scary.
Like, yeah, it's like
because we really the complete opposite. Like
I can't make no it
similarities,
make sense.
But then it's like a lot of similarities. Like it's weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I can't make it make sense. And honestly, when I try to think about it, sometimes it doesn't even make sense in my head. But it's like here we are. Like
it's like we don't get each other, but we get each other. If that makes sense.
Yeah. It's like I don't get why she does. Like I don't understand her logic. If that makes sense. So it's like, I don't understand why you thought that would be okay or why you did that. But like, okay, it's cool. You did it. Like, you like, you my dog. We going thug it out.
Yeah. And that even you saying that shows like how opposite we are, because how she even just said like, I don't understand why you did it, but you did it and we gonna thug it out. Me, on the other hand, why did you do that? Now I'm trying to dissect exactly why you did that. What was you thinking when you did that? Like, what was going through your brain when you did that? That's literally, so, yeah, we're nothing. It's like we're nothing in this. Like I said, we get each other, but we don't.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And I feel like, I'm glad we having this conversation in the beginning before we really dive into our friendship.
I was just thinking that, like, to clear that up.
Yeah, because like you said, if somebody, I feel like
It's
from the
gonna sound
outside,
crazy.
yeah, but not only that, like imagine people who don't know us that tune into this podcast, and maybe people that from our community, the sister circle or daily dose of sisterhood, they tune in and listening, and they just like trying to figure it out and trying to understand. It's like if you try to make sense, it's not gonna make sense because it doesn't even make sense to us. It's an energy thing. Like it just feels so. It feels so like aligned, if that makes sense. Like you gotta be here to like, you gotta be here to feel it.
No, it's literally you gotta be here to feel it because
even when
like,
Bree was here,
I was about to say that, like, because even when Bree was here, we was going through whatever. But even with like
Bree didn't pay us no
Bree
mind.
was here to say for herself, like she didn't pay us no mind. It was just like
it's like two sisters, just like
whatever.
Okay.
Because it's like to completely not know us, and like you said, also to like watch it through a camera or listen to audio. It's like,
you know what just popped into my mind?
What?
Y'all, so Destiny made a friend out here, right? And she invited me. She invited me out with her and her friend, and like I'm being me, and like I don't really code switch too much, but like I'm literally just being me, and Destiny's being her. But like I'm not considering the fact that like we have a new person, like, or a plus one. So this person,
she's like you're so shady.
Destiny's friend was like, I'm so shady, but it's like
no, but no, I mean,
actually,
she is.
I am shady towards my friends though, not towards like strangers or random people. But actually, I think I'm the one who whispered to you like, "Oh my gosh, she probably thinks I'm like so shady."
Yeah, before she even said it.
Yeah,
because she didn't say it until you asked about my eyelashes. But beforehand, you said that like
I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I forgot we around somebody." Like she probably really thinks I'm shady whole time. This is just us.
How we are. Yeah,
this is just our dynamic. So
literally.
It's like
that's literally our dynamic. Like she say shady stuff all day, and then I get smart, and it's just like. We mesh.
Yeah. So. I don't know, but let's get into it.
Yeah, so to clear that up, we not beefing, but if you was to rate this experience on a 1 to 10, all right, if you could rate it a 1 to 10, 0 to 10, I guess.
I'm gonna say a 0. Well, when you say this, what do you mean? Like our friendship or
overall?
Okay, so I don't know.
Wait, you was rating our friendship a 0?
No. Okay. I was rating the transition. Okay. Not the transition from then to now, but like where we are today.
Where we are. Okay.
Yeah, I was rating it a 0.
100%.
But I have two different perspectives. I feel like if we were just business partners, it would be one thing. And then rating our experience like right now is not really pleasant, like the space that we're in right now. And like just being transparent and giving you guys some insight, I think my idea of where we are today is really just trying to figure each other out, but in the business realm, and merging our two like our two working styles, like the way we work, our habits, establishing those boundaries in business while maintaining a friendship respectfully, navigating conflict that arises immediately because we have like people relying on us essentially. So I feel like that's where we are today, and it's kind of like an example of just doing the work.
That's why I said I believe it's a process. I believe, like, truly, I believe that what we're going through right now is kind of necessary.
I think it's necessary for sure.
Yeah, I think it's necessary.
I couldn't imagine going through this with a larger audience and at a bigger.
That's what I'm saying.
Height.
Like, this is still the very, very beginning.
Very.
So that's why when you also asked, like, do I feel like we can get back to it being light and fun and stuff? I definitely do. I feel like what we going through now, once we get through it, we through it.
Yeah.
We're not going to ever go through, hopefully, but we're not going to ever go through this again.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure other things may arise or whatever the case may be, but this is still like the foundation.
Yeah.
It's like we still kind of laying down the bricks. Like you said, figuring each other out, learning each other, stuff like that. So once that hard part or uncomfortable part, once that uncomfortable part is, I'm not going to say complete because I don't think it's ever going to be like completely complete. But once we get through these trialist moments, I do believe like it will be a new a new season, I guess.
Yeah. I definitely think a new season. I mean, even if you look at where it's coming from, it's a new season. I feel like as long as we both commit to the mission and growth, whatever that looks like for each of us individually, I think that that's kind of what keeps us aligned. Yeah. Like our desire to want to be better is what keeps us like on the same path going
for sure
forward. Yeah. So I think that just, adapting and trying to figure it out is, like you said, the uncomfortable part. But I do definitely want to say that I will rate where we are today a 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
Only because it's
negative 10.
Yeah. Only because I feel like it's birthed so many emotions that's associated with negativity. For me. So like frustration. Yeah. Frustration. That's the only word that comes to mind. But it's so frustrating working with somebody for me because I'm not really familiar with partnerships. That's also new to me. So trying to figure out how to work through these differences with somebody else is different when conflict arises in a business and you just navigate, you navigate by yourself, or you just tell someone to do this or whatever and you pivot from there. But when you're faced with continuous conflict or situations that arise, or it could be even as simple as coming up with a decision for something. Like, we're two different people. We process things completely different.
And I'm a Libra. I'm really hard at making decisions. So,
yeah. Yeah, but in general, I feel like getting two people to agree on one thing could sometimes not even be the easiest thing. Sure. Sometimes you might say A and sometimes I might say C. Yeah. And it's like trying to find that common ground of compromise and that common ground of, well, why did you say A or C? Like, why? Like, let me hear your why before I'm like, no. And I'm an Aries. I'm a Ram. So when I say like A, I expect it to be A, and it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, we just actually had a conversation about that today.
Did we?
Yeah, she thinks it's like when I say this, that's no. So yeah, that's a bunch of. Because my thing is, like I said, I'm a Libra, so I'm very indecisive. So I feel like that's a part of how even in the beginning it works so well, because I'm really hard at making decisions and she is really easy at making decisions. It's like she know this, know that.
I don't think it's a hard and easy thing. I think that it's the time, like, I think and process like way faster than you do.
I'm indecisive. I'm hard at making decisions.
I don't think it's hard for you to make decisions, though. Yes, I feel like you can make a decision. It just takes you a little bit longer.
Thing in my life. So it's hard for me to make decisions. But, and tell me if I'm wrong. I think, like I said, it's hard for me to make decisions. But when I do make a decision, I'm pretty solid on my decision or what I want. And to agree with you, partnership is not nothing I've ever actually done before. So answering to somebody is not a like of mine, or even explaining myself to somebody. So like you said, we have two different working styles or working habits. Like, I take forever with everything I do. It's just
yeah, and I'm not used to that at all.
Yeah, I take forever, forever. She's quick. She's more time efficient.
That's what I'm saying, timing.
Yeah.
Because, like, really for example, y'all, today we had our manufacturer. Y'all know Black Friday is coming up. Black Friday is, like, less than a week away. By the time y'all see this, it'll be less than a week away. But nonetheless, manufacturer texts us, hey, production's complete. We need an answer for shipping. Bada bing, bada boom. And this is real black and white. Destiny would be like, and I'm like, Destiny, we literally need to figure this out, like, within this hour.
It's crazy because I'm so bad at that. Like, I only realize it when I'm texting, because Sal would text me something and I'll answer, like, she'll like which one or choose or whatever. I'll answer and choose, and then I'll send another text message like, no, wait, this one. Then I'll send another one like, no, wait, pick that one. Like, it's bad. It's really bad.
And that's another thing
for her in that aspect, so I know she'd be pissed.
What do you feel like will help us get through what we going through today a little bit faster?
God.
You don't think therapy will help?
God and prayer. You said we need therapy?
Yeah, I just feel like we just need a third opinion, a third eye, a third brain. Just like for a sense of like reasoning and understanding. Not consistently, but like occasionally. I don't know. How would you feel about that?
I mean, that'd be cool. That'd be helpful, I'm sure. I'm sure it'd be helpful. I don't know. I think in ways it'll be helpful, but in ways not. Because I personally feel like if we was to go sit down in front of a therapist, that would be like an overall type of thing. Yeah, I'm sure like she'll probably help us better communicate, maybe. But I think a lot of our problems be like in the moment.
What do you mean?
Attitudes, moods. Like that be it. Because I feel like when we're both level-headed and both grounded, we can get through whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
We could talk through it. We could like, so I feel like for us to take that step to go to therapy, by the time we sit down with the therapist, we already going to be mentally prepared for it. And
we done already found a solution.
Exactly. It's already figured out.
Yeah.
Our issues be like in the moment for real, like moods. Because when neither of us is in the mood, I feel like we do pretty well with coming to a common ground with things. So
for the most part. Yeah. So what would you say our number one struggle is today? Beyond pettiness and attitude. Like as far as our work relationship goes. Dang, is that many?
No, I'm thinking. You said the number one issue.
Or what's one?
No, I'm really thinking. Just, I would have to say understanding. Like, understanding each other and communication as well, though. I know on my end, for sure, communication. I don't communicate as many things as I should.
What's your least favorite thing about working with me? Is you looking into the camera?
No, wait. All right. My least favorite thing would have to be your expectations of like things being what you see it as or what you want it to be. I feel like that's a good way to say that. Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I be having high expectations.
It's not even that. It's like you expect.
No, my high expectations be like my high expectations.
What do you mean?
Like whatever I feel like my high expectation is what I be having. And I feel like having an expectation, well, I can't even say that, but I don't know. I feel like when you work with somebody, there's a sense of expectation.
For sure.
Without it being considered entitlement.
Yeah.
And I feel like our levels of expectation, or what we both consider, or what both of our expectation is not on the same plane. You get what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a disconnect there for sure.
For sure, yeah.
And then also we wear two completely different hats when it comes to business. And
yeah,
although we wear two different hats, you have to understand mine and I have to understand yours just as much.
Yeah.
I feel like did I say this? I think I said this on the first episode. I feel like you're the heart and I'm the brain of like the business. I feel like you can be more sensitive in your approach with whether it be the community or maybe how we go about something. And I'm more.
In what ways would you say that?
What you mean?
How can I be more sensitive about how we go about the community?
No, I'm talking about like, I feel like you're more in tune with your emotions as far as articulation. So that like creates a sense of like sensitivity. Like you're sensitive enough to consider certain things that I'm not emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm so much just hell bent on like logistics is real black and white for me over on my side. Yeah. Whereas though you like, okay, I understand you're black and white, but there's a little bit of color here. Like we should consider how this would make us, let's say hypothetically, like if it was a decision that affected the community, I'll be like, well, this is what, we need to get done. We
gotta do this to get here, to get that, to do that.
And I feel like you're like, okay, like, we could still get here.
But they're gonna feel like we attacking them.
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like the level of consideration when it comes to like emotions, I feel like that's why I like would consider you the heart for sure. And I think that also within itself has been a task, trying to understand where and what attribute this person brings to the table when it's completely different than yours. And not saying that I don't understand it, but valuing it. I think that's probably something that we like, because when you don't understand something, it's hard for you to value it, I feel like.
Yeah.
I think we had this conversation like a few weeks ago,
we had this conversation a few months ago before we even came to where we are now. Mm-hmm. When around the time we was just trying to, it made sense to us, I guess, at the time, or to you or whatever, to just split everything down the middle.
It makes sense
when it's like, this is what you do and this is what I do. This is what you know. This is what I know. This is
because
what you're good at.
Before, a few months ago, we were doing everything 50-50. And 50-50 for us back then was you post. Okay, so we post 2 times a day. Destiny posts once. Mm-hmm. I post once. Destiny responds to a comment. Sashika responds to a comment. Like, it was really tit for tat.
Yeah.
And I realized that it was, on top of splitting our shared responsibility, I found myself doing the foundational work outside of what me and you just did. So I think that was probably one of the best business decisions to make. Like, all right, this you, this me. And it's organic too.
And I was about to say, I feel like it's definitely organic, and it kind of makes things lighter because it doesn't feel like a job or a task or a challenge.
Yeah.
Because even the way we split, it's like, this is what you're interested in, and this is what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
This is So
and that's really good.
More enjoyable. This is more enjoyable for you to do, and this is enjoyable for me. So when you interested in it and enjoy it, it don't feel like
work.
A job.
Like a task, yeah. And I think for us to even get to that point, that takes me back to where I kind of reached within my level of self-mastery. Because for the longest, I thought that, 50-50 was tit for tat. And like this dynamic, even in relationships, like this dynamic showed me that 100% and 50-50 is whatever that person has to bring to the table. Like, I can't expect you out of me when you're a completely different person. I have to expect whatever you have for your 50 to bring to the table. Does that make sense?
In a way.
I don't know, but it taught me that. And I feel like that principle that I learned here through that one situation that we went through, I'm able to apply that to like relationships and other friendships for sure. Yeah. And I think that it took me going through my own process of frustration to even be able to identify, like, but maybe it's not that she doesn't want to do it. Maybe she either doesn't know how, or that's just not her strong suit. So I think being able to identify your partner's strengths and weaknesses and highlighting the highs and the lows makes for a better team for sure. Because it's like we balance each other out when we're aware of like, okay, this is not, this is not what she's like. Me, I don't care about aesthetics. If I had to run an Instagram, it would literally just be all the content we just needed to get out. Whereas though Destiny is like, I see where you're saying, and we could get there, but in between, just so that things can stay how it needs to be, less,
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I see where you be coming from, and you see where I be coming from, but I be coming from the other way.
Yeah. That's kind of like the conversation, like I said, that we had earlier. I'm like, I get the mission is to do this and get this much out, but you got to do it this way. Everybody, you work how you work. I work how I work. You got to understand me. I got to understand you.
Yeah.
But we also still got to make adjustments to be able to coexist.
Yeah. I think that's compromising though.
Yeah,
and I feel like compromising is not as easy as people makes it seem. But I feel like that's the uncomfortable part that we're working through.
Yeah, that kind of goes hand in hand with a conversation I think we had a while ago on live, like compromising and settling. Mm-hmm. or compromising is like kind of like a sacrifice. But because it's kind of like you said, compromising is definitely not as easy as people makes it seem, because in a way it's like you shutting out a piece of what you want or how you feel to let that other person thrive or let that other person show up more, which is never fun. So
I don't know. Ultimately, I feel like it's a constant. It's so crazy, and I feel like we're forced to grow because it's a constant ego battle, whether it be like with between self or like us. And I feel like we're so self-aware that we're able to. So like you just said, it requires some sort of sacrifice for maybe one person to show up more than the other, or whatever the case may be. Right? That's an ego. Like that's ego. And I feel like we're so self-aware that it works for us because it's like, okay, we could be like, all right, that's your ego, like stroking up flaring up, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right. And we'd be like, it's this from day one.
I was about to say, I remember the first conversation we had about that. And that's what made me do a lot of thinking. I remember we was in the car and we was going to Cracker Barrel, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. And that made me think a lot because I personally know my pride, my ego, all of that, like it pops up a lot, but it's not like a conscious thing. Like I don't think about it afterwards, like, oh, that was my ego, or oh, that's my pride. Like I don't think about those things. And not only do I not think about them, nobody has ever mentioned it to me, like that's your ego flaring up a little bit, or that's your, and it was like when you was like, yeah, I remember I said this, and I don't want you to feel like this because I know your ego is, and I'm like,
but it's so crazy because in that moment, I think what I brought up was like from like 2 months ago or a month ago or something.
Yes, and I kept asking you like, when you like, yeah, I remember when this situation happened like a month ago, and your ego, I'm like, what? Like, what? But after that conversation, I feel like I was a little bit more aware of it.
A lot more.
Yeah,
I think so.
I was more aware of it. And not saying it didn't happen. I feel like it's, like I said, it's not really a conscious thing. But
even the other night we had a conversation, and I feel like it wasn't in the moment, and maybe it wasn't like intentional, but like even after the fact, like acknowledging, like even if my ego did flare up a little bit, it's still like,
I did say that. Yeah. I don't know, something else I noticed as well, and I remember this popped up in my head the other night when we was talking, and it correlated to that first time when you mentioned like your ego pop up. Something I realized that I do a lot when it's like my ego popping up just a little bit, but I don't, like I said, it's like subconsciously, I don't notice it in the moment, but it's always like can you elaborate that? Like, it's like, because my mind be taking stuff some way, and it's like, no, I'm gonna get him a benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna give her a chance to explain herself a little bit and break that down so I don't fully get offended. But I realize that afterwards, like every time I say that, yeah, that's exactly what it be. But that be my mindset, like, all right.
Yeah, I'm very aware.
I'm gonna give her a second chance to say that again. Like, to explain that a little bit more.
But the fact that you think that people don't be picking up on that is insane. And the fact that nobody else has told you that is insane. Because, like, I'll say something, and you'll be like, no, I don't understand. Can you... And I'm just like...
No, because you'll say something so left field, or something, like, wild, or some smart shit, like... It'll be some like the smartest shit, and then
no, but whole time
after you say it, you'll be like, "You get what I'm saying?" Or you feel me? And it's like, no,
but I really don't be trying to be smart.
Like, I don't feel you. I don't get you. Like,
I really
come
don't.
Again, please.
Yeah. So now, before I even say anything that I know would even make her ego flare up a little bit, I'd be like, I'm not trying to be smart, but.
And then as soon as she said, I'm already on point, so I know she about to say some smart shit.
But my intentions really don't be.
That's
smart.
Just like when I told you that time, like when you like. Not being shady, but she's about to say something shady. No. Like, the disclosure beforehand, that's how you know. Because why you got to clear up that you're not being shady if you knew it was something not shady?
No, because I feel like my whole entire life I've been misunderstood. So, like, talking to somebody like you early on, I felt understood immediately, right? And I think we talked about that in the first episode, like our dynamic, right? Yeah. So, it's like, being as though I felt so comfortable and understood with you in the beginning, but we're also in the process of getting to know each other. It's a constant back and forth. Like, okay, I think she know me, but then she don't know me as much as I know. Like, I think she know me, so there's so many times where I find myself still having to, you feel me? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like that reassurance of like, do you get where I'm coming from? Because I know if I explain it a little bit more, you'll get it. Because I know that you understand who I am at the core. Like, but you just like, you be needing me to hold your hand a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I be like.
That's how I am overall though. Not even just with you. It's like I said, I'm like the real detail. Like I need to know. Not just why you did that, but what you was thinking when you did that. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I hate that.
It's bad. Yeah.
Yeah, this is really annoying.
All right, not too much. Not too much.
Anyways, I don't know. I feel like this was a really good conversation. Is there anything else you want to cover, or did we miss anything?
I wanted to ask you. Mm-hmm. So if you could go back all over again, would you do this again? Because I don't even know if I gave a solid answer, but I think I was back and forth. Would you do this again?
Oh, I would definitely choose this dynamic. See, the thing is, we're so new of friends, or was so new at friends, that we didn't have any substance. So I would choose this again over and over and over again, only because like there's so much purpose and so much substance here that sacrificing this for where we were in the beginning, it's not worth it. I mean, it felt good, it was fun, it was light, but it also wasn't pushing us closer to where we wanted to be. It wasn't getting us closer to God. It didn't have no purpose associated with it. So it's like,
essentially it would have been like that. Like,
no way. I'm not that type of person, you're not that type of person. Like where we was then doesn't define us. It would have never been that today.
No, because it wouldn't have been like that today, but do you think... Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like without their sister, we would have been on our own individual journeys.
That's what I'm saying. As far as us together, it would have just been like light, like link up.
No, I feel like we would. No, I feel like we still would have been holding each other accountable outside of our business. Like, I mean, same stuff. Okay. We still would have been going to the gym.
How it was before we even started, because when we started to like lock in, before we even collabed on Dear Sister.
Yeah, it would have been like that. Yeah, and I feel like that had substance.
Yeah, that was cool. I don't know.
It was just separate.
I feel like.
Now I feel like I eat, breathe, and sleep you. Like, every time I look up, we got something to do. We got content to do. Like, I can't get a week to myself.
Not too much.
Literally can't live without you. Like,
I don't know. I feel like I still, like, even when you just asked, I keep going back to what you just asked when you was like, do I think we could, like, get back to, I guess, like a friendship in a way? And I truly, truly, truly believe that, like I said, what we experiencing right now is definitely a process. And I truly believe that it is from God. Like, we got something to do. Like, we got a mission for real. Because even to think about, like, the whole dynamic, like, how we just became friends and just started business with each other, like, really, that's kind of crazy.
It's very crazy.
Like, I would have never done that in my life. To really...
No, becoming friends was crazy.
Becoming friends was crazy from the jump.
Like, not friends. That was the crazy thing. Hold on. Not just friends, y'all, but like friends. Like, I'm telling you my business.
Y'all, the first link up, we was supposed to link up and get drinks and hookah. We drunk water
the whole entire time. We didn't even get a drink.
Get drinks. We sipped on cups of water that we barely even sipped on because we talked so much. We was in there until they put the chairs on top of the tables and said, ladies.
I think literally all of our links was like that. Like, for the first few months.
Oh, yeah, because remember we went to, like,
we went to a few, we went to a few restaurants, and we was there for closing. Like, I'm talking about 6 hours.
Oh, yeah, because I remember that. Every little, we about to grab some food turned into, like,
no, seriously,
their whole work shift.
Even the YouTube video we did in the car, like, when we was leaving the gym, it was like, we was like, when we even decided, like, we're going to start a podcast, it was just like, our conversations was just always, like, substantial. Yeah. And if y'all know me, I love a good conversation. It was so therapeutic for where I was, especially in that time.
That's another thing where I feel like it was perfect timing for me anyway.
It was very divine.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy because I had girlfriends here before, and I still have girlfriends. Some of them relocated or whatever the case may be. But I don't know, to meet somebody and to click that fast, this thing never happened to me before.
Yeah.
And like even the shit that I was going through, like it was just like it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot going on at one time. And baby, I'm the type of person that if I get too overwhelmed and it take a lot to take me there, I'm laying down for the rest of the year. No, real shit. Like I will lay in bed and watch TV and not have a care in the world. Like I won't go to work. I won't pay my bills. Nothing. I will literally just lay in the bed and let like life just pass. That's just how I be feeling when I get extremely overwhelmed. Like I can't function.
And I think we were just talking about that the other day.
Yeah, and it's like if you didn't come like solution ready, like, all right, I'm gonna help you. We gonna figure this out type of thing. I literally just, baby, I would have gotten on a plane, left my apartment furnished or whatever, whatever. Everything would have been how it is, and I would have been back in Philadelphia at my mom's house. Like,
yeah, I feel like it was perfect timing. We came to each other at perfect timing because even like how you said, if I wasn't solution ready or whatever the case may be when you was going through what you went through. I mean, I just went through a lot of stuff too. And to be completely honest, like you even said, like you had friends and stuff when you came here. I didn't have no friends, nobody here. Mm-hmm. So when I went through what I went through, if you wasn't here, if I wasn't friends with you, I would have really probably took my ass back to Miami.
Yeah.
I would be for sure back in I mean, I wouldn't have went home, but I will for sure be back in Miami right now. So, like I said before, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure this one out, but I feel like
no, for real.
Yeah, because I feel like you don't know some shit till you get there, you know?
Yeah.
And
we still don't know. We definitely don't know.
Yeah. But what I can say is I feel like personally I'm real big on energy. And I feel like earlier on in our friendship, I don't know when it was. That time Danny was here, I was able to pick up on like this is like way bigger than us. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm really happy, and I feel like within these last few days, we recently just reached a point of reassessment and reevaluation. And I don't know, I'm excited for us because I feel like we got a little too comfortable. And I don't know. I feel like it's best to stay uncomfortable because in those uncomfortable places is when you kind of forced to push, and that's where the best results come from. So I'm excited to get back to that uncomfortableness that we had in the beginning. That was like associated with like eagerness and like, you know, that excitement that we had.
Yeah.
That's probably a better word to use, but that excitement that we had within to kind of just be like, okay, we're going to see this through. We don't really know where we're going. We don't know what the result is going to be, but I don't know. I'm real big on it feel good. It's two different types of feel good though. And I feel like a lot of people don't be aware. Like it's a feel good for your flesh. Like this feels good to me. And then there's this feels right. Like this feels good. This feels like God.
Feels like God, yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like when I say energy, I'm going back to that. That's what I meant when I said I was able to pick up that this was way bigger than us. But nonetheless, I feel like this feels good. Like this feels right. So I'm excited to see where we go. And hopefully with time, like fine wine, we get better. And yeah.
I think this was a really good conversation. And I think for our platform and our community, having these uncomfortable conversations publicly is like, I feel like they're gems.
Yeah.
They're gems. And then also, I can't wait until we do progress
and look back at this, right?
And then look back at it,
Yeah.
So
I be thinking about that all the time. Especially when I get caught up on wanting things to be too perfect. I just constantly think like all I'm doing, if I just start right now with what the experience I have right now or whatever the case may be, it creates that room for me to be able to look back and say, okay, I started here or this is how we started or whatever the case may be. This is how we was doing it before. And I mean, within a year, we're able to do that. Yeah. Because the first thing that popped in my head was the Instagram.
I was about to say that content.
We changed our logo. We revamped.
Yeah.
We changed our direction. We honed in on like what it is Dear Sister Let's Talk represents. what our mission is. And I feel like we still got some fine tuning to do.
Yeah.
But the vision is clear.
Yeah, definitely. The vision is very clear. It's like we know where we're going. We just gotta ordain the steps to get there.
Yeah, we just gotta pray. Keep praying.
I told
and
you.
keep God. Yeah, we really do. We gotta pray.
God gonna be the only thing.
No real shit. We gotta
That's
keep.
how we getting through this.
I feel like we definitely gotta keep God at the forefront of what we do, because God is the way. God is so good.
Ain't he? All the time. That's gonna be the only way.
She being shady, yo.
I'm not being shady. That's God. God gonna get us through. Because you or I can't. But yeah, this was a really good episode.
Something else I'm sorry to cut you off. Something else that just popped into my mind is the spirit of division. I feel like we really need to, whoever, like, this is probably going to be my word of advice, is going to be whoever works with like a partner or really coexist or is in a relationship. I think it's very important for us all to keep God at the forefront of our unions, our friendships, our relationships, because the spirit of division is so strong. It's like people will literally prey on your downfall or separation, or they'll have evil eyes to the point where it's like, I wish it was me instead of them. And not even knowing that planting those little seeds, will really create and open up those doors for it to be calamity. So I feel like really being prayed up and doing the work, personal development work individually yet together is what is going to keep us pivoting and pushing forward throughout whatever the trials and tribulations that's going to come. Because they're going to come.
They're going to come. Yeah.
It feel like it's here.
They are.
It's like
they are. Yeah, but like I said, it's always going to be something going on.
Yeah.
So
we human.
Keeping God at the forefront for sure is what's going to make us be able to progress.
Yeah. I feel like we should close all of our episodes out like how we used to do on live with
like a word of advice.
Word of advice for a sister. You want to start?
My word of advice would have to be just have grace. Have grace for yourself and for others. That's like advice for myself as well, though. But just to have grace for yourself and others. Be patient. Know that everything is a process, and know that seasons come and seasons go. So taking as much as you can and learning as much as you can in the season you're in, and taking it for what it is. Don't rush out of what you're going through or what you're experiencing. And yeah, just take everything for what it is.
That's really good. I think my advice would have to be, in whatever season you are today, as you navigate and you pray for higher levels, prepare in whatever season you're in. Because I feel like often we're not present and we're not forward thinking to the point where we're preparing for our next step or the next level that we praying for. So by the time we get there, we're unprepared. We mishandling it. We don't ask for the tools to be able to navigate, where we're going. So mine would be, in whatever season you are in today, just prepare.
That's good.
Yeah. Well,
so yeah, we're back again, guys, and we will be back every week. So
every Tuesday on all
audio platforms, every Thursday on YouTube.
Yes. Good night. Or good morning, wherever y'all at. Peace
Toodles. Also, if you're hearing this when it's originally released, it is Tuesday, meaning Black Friday launch day is in 3 days.
What?
Yeah.
Y'all, products, by the time y'all hear this, products will
coming soon to a store near you.
I received that. If you're hearing this, products will be available on Black Friday. If you're hearing this after Black Friday, if it's any left, head over to our website, www.dearsisterletstalk.com, and go get you some of our merch. Go get you a personal organizer. Go get you a card game. And if you're a male and you're tuning into this, go get somebody some merch. Go get your sister some merch. Go get your auntie, your niece, whoever. Go get somebody some merch. And
follow us on all social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube. Share, like this video,
comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, and give us some topics. What do y'all want to hear us talk about? What do y'all want to hear us discuss? Y'all want to hear more uncomfortable conversations, more light conversations? What are y'all interested in?
Go comment on Instagram what y'all perspective of this episode was.
Yeah. Instagram or YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us your opinion. Toodles. Thank you so much for tuning into our podcast, Let's Talk Sis, with Des and Sa.
Stay connected by following us on all of your favorite social media platforms. And don't forget, use hashtag #DearSisterLet'sTalk to find us.
Wait, before you go, head over to our website or our Instagram and join our interactive community for a daily dose of sisterhood, where like-minded women fellowship, encourage, and create a safe space amongst one another.
See you inside, sis.
Toodles.
Bye.